Have you ever posted no days off online, but quietly felt like you were one bad week away from completely burning out? Today, I want to flip the whole no days off culture on its head because the goal is not no days off from work or grinding. It's no days off from intentionality. Now, this is pillar one, mindset and identity. And we're going to talk about what it really means to show up daily without destroying yourself in the process. Hey, what's up? Welcome back to the show. I'm your host, Tom Blacko, No Days Off Living, and this is pillar one, mindset and identity, where we talk about who you're becoming and not just what you're doing. In this episode, we're unpacking the phrase, no days off versus burnout, what it really means to show up daily. By the end of this, you'll have a new definition of no days off, permission to be human, and 3, daily check-in questions you can use to stay consistent and sustainable. The problem with no days off culture. Let's be real. No days off sounds sexy on a t-shirt, a phrase. It looks good on caption. But here's what often happens underneath. You ignore your body. You feel guilty when you rest. You start to confuse your worth with productivity. And over time, that doesn't build discipline. It quietly builds resentment, exhaustion, and burnout.
Yeah.
Most people hear no days off and it translates as no days off from working, the grind, hustling, no days off from output. But that's not strength. That's a mindset that says, if I'm not always doing, I'm nothing. Now we want to redefine no days off moving forward. We're going to do it right now. No days off does not mean no days off from work. Disclaimer, remember, no days off means no days off from intentionality. It's about no days off from being honest with yourself. No days off from checking in with your mind, your body, your spirit. No days off from asking, what does showing up look like for me today? A one day at a time process. Some days showing up looks like sending the email, making the call, doing the reps. But other days, showing up looks like taking a nap instead of forcing fake productivity, saying no to protect your energy, or taking a walk, journaling, or calling a friend. Both are intentional, both are valid. Both count as no days off from yourself. Mindset and identity shift. Now, this is where mindset identity comes in. If your identity is, I'm only valuable when I'm grinding, then rest will always feel like you're failing. But if your identity becomes, I'm someone who shows up intentionally every day, 24/7, then you can work hard on the days you have capacity and recover hard on the days you don't, without shame or guilt. I've been there. The real flex isn't never stop working. The real flex is I know when to push and when to pause, and both are part of my success. Now we're going to talk about some tools, 3 daily check-in questions for everybody to utilize. So how do you actually live this out practically? I want to give you 3 daily check-in questions you can use every single day. Think of these as your no days off from intentionality ritual. Yeah! All right, number 1. What do I honestly have the capacity for today? That's the first question. Not, what should I be able to do? What would impress people? What do people think? That's our least concern. Honestly, given my sleep, my stress, my emotions, my schedule, what is my real capacity? What can I put out to the universe? When you answer this honestly, you stop forcing maximum output every single day and start working with yourself, not against yourself. Don't be your own enemy. Question 2, what is the smallest meaningful action I can take today? Keyword, smallest, so it's doable, meaningful, so it still moves you forward on who you're becoming. This might be 1 email instead of 10, maybe 10 minutes of writing instead of an hour, 1 set in the gym instead of full workouts. The point is, don't break the chain. You keep the identity. Even on your lowest days, you can usually do 1 small, meaningful thing. And that keeps your momentum and your self-respect intact. Now, question number 3, what do I need to feel restored, not just productive? Let that sink in. We're not just chasing check boxes. We're building a life, a sustainable life. So ask yourself, what would actually refuel me today? What would help my nervous system calm down? What would make me feel grounded and human again? Maybe that's a 15-minute walk with no phone, stretching or breathing for 5 minutes, reading something that has nothing to do with work, eating a real meal instead of just grabbing snacks between tasks. When you prioritize restoration, forgive me, you're not being soft. You're protecting the engine that makes all your future output possible. Now, with all the information, we want to bring it together, full circle. So let's zoom out for a second.
Yes!
The old version of NoDaysOff says, if you're not grinding, you're losing. And I've been there. If you rest, you're falling behind. But the upgraded version, the one we're choosing in this pillar says, no days off from honesty, no days off from intentionality, no days off from showing up for yourself in a way that's sustainable. Some days they'll look like beast mode, all out action, grinding. Other days it looks like gentle, quiet, behind the scenes recovery. Both are part of your process. Both are part of your identity. Both are you becoming the kind of person who doesn't just start strong, but stays in the game long enough to see the results. We got to see the results. I want you to really get this. Discipline isn't never resting. Discipline isn't being committed enough to your future self that you're willing to push when it's time to push and protect yourself when it's time to pause. That's not weakness. That's wisdom. Now we're going to move on to a simple daily practice. Got to keep it, practical. So here's what I'd love for you to try after this episode. For the next 7 days, take 2 to 3 minutes and run through these questions every morning before you start your work. What do I honestly have the capacity for today? What is the smallest meaningful action I can take today? And lastly, what do I need to restore in myself, not just to be productive? Write your answers down. Don't just think them. Actually put them somewhere you can see, somewhere tangible, a notebook. At the end of the week, look back and ask yourself, did I feel more grounded? Did I still make progress? Did I notice any patterns in my energy or emotions? That reflection, is how you start building data-driven relationships with yourself, not just a motivational one. Now, here's your identity statement. Before we wrap up this podcast, I want to give you a simple identity statement you can feel and steal and make your own. You can write this out loud, write it in your notes, or put it somewhere where you'll see it daily on your phone. I don't take no days off from being intentional. I show up every day, sometimes with full force, sometimes with gentle effort, but always with honesty and respect for myself. And who you are becoming, not a machine, not a robot, a human who knows how to stay in the game. All right. Now that's pillar number 1, mindset and identity for this episode. No days off versus burnout, what it really means to show up daily. Now, if this shifted how you think about consistency, do me a favor, because this is about helping others. Share this episode with one person who's been hard on themselves, not doing enough, or send them 3 questions and talk about your answers together. And if you're following along with this series, make sure you're subscribed so you don't miss the next pillar. We're going to keep building from the inside out. Not just what you do, but who you're becoming while you do it. Thanks for hanging out with me today. I really appreciate your time, because time is the most precious commodity. Remember, it's not about never taking a day off from work. It's about never taking a day off from being intentional with your life. I'll see you in the next episode, and keep no days off living.